Okay, I'm gonna just continue to peace, 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 greetings to all. Much love, clarity, awareness, abundance, spiritually, physically, mentally. I wish you all like so much peace right now because we're all trying to seek it, or we're all trying to find that middle ground or balance in our lives right now. So that being said, to that subject, because my video cut out, but anywho, um, I was sharing with someone how many people don't realize the awareness of spiritual warfare. And what I mean by that, it's in the sense of some of us came here to face things, to do things that a lot of those who came before us didn't have either the capability or even the awareness or even the what are you doing? Just even have a lot of or didn't even have basically they knew it was us that was going to be the ones that were going to endure, embrace, and honor these very valuable moments. So that being said, the term when we're talking about spiritual warfare, that means a lot of us are facing things that it's easy for people on the outside of looking in to judge, to speak, to and this is actually a great thing when people are actually speaking and I express this to people, which it won't always be this way, but an elder told me the hate is actually a great thing. And what I mean by that is like, it's not so much you hating other people, it's so much of people hating so much of your light, your essence of who you are, what you're here to do, and they know this. They cannot block it, they can try, they can attempt, but they know this or they're aware of it because you trigger so much of just by being who you are, and in that being, it really highlights their insecurities, their entity attachments, their whatever it is they're battling with. I would express to someone that once you face these certain things, go ahead, baby. Once you face these certain things, um, if those of you that haven't watched the movie, I would recommend a movie called what is it called? Fallen, and I think that's with Denzel in it. Is it Fallen? I believe that's what it's called. But man, that movie is very significant because it shows the awareness and highlights spiritual attachments. Or just when you watch it, it brings so much awareness to a lot of what people don't realize what spiritual warfare is. So, wondering why your life been so much a challenge. So many things you're trying to change, whether it's your eating habits, whether it's your awareness on how it is you want to bring forth your tribe, or some may use the term family, how you want to bring them up, how it is that you're trying to better yourself daily. And in that transitioning from like a caterpillar to a butterfly, there's a challenge in that. There's a deep acceptance. Some may call it the shadow work, the inner healing. There's so much that goes along with this. But in facing these things, what most people don't talk about is that being a generational curse breaker or a healer in a way, the things that you face, the things that you embrace and accept, imagine something that you break free from and it has to find another host or another person or another individual to hide itself into. So one thing I've become very aware, and you probably will see this, is this: you will hear people say, or if you haven't, I'll be the first to say that once you do the healing happens generationally, or you're healing 7 generations forward. I mean backwards and also forward. So this is why I always bring awareness. You always hear me speak about my princess. And sometimes, let me tell you something, I haven't always been the best at what I do, because a lot of which I realized I had to see the generational trauma, the generational chains, curses. And when we say curses, it can be things like financially, spiritually, things that have created blockages in your lineage. And it goes to depth, but I'm not going to go that far. But and this has to do with the wounding of the feminine. And this is why a lot of people, I don't care for the term chosen, because we're all chosen to be here, or we can choose and we have free will. But the term, where I'm getting at, is that the awareness consciously of how it is we're moving, and the awareness of our actions. Have we always been there? Absolutely not. Do I proclaim to be a part of anything? Why should I? Because I didn't come here for that. And a lot of us didn't come here for that. Some of us are just simply observers. Some of us are simply here to create, after things are destroyed. It goes on and on. But do you know who you are? So the awareness in the spiritual warfare goes to the fact of how we're so easily judging people and not realizing what's attached to them, what could be attached to them, their own internal conflict. Can they even have the strength to get through? Because ushering into this new wave, or this new age, this age of Aquarius, or this Aquarian age, a lot of which in the past, dealing with the Piscean age, dealing with religion, dealing with breaking free from mental enslavement, mental chains, all things centered around the self-righteousness of one being, the external looking for value. All these things are falling away, or already have, and the veil has been lifted. And this is why a lot of us see. And when I say see, you are getting glimpses, visions, awareness, and wonder why your spiritual attacks, because this is spiritual warfare, is because a lot of which was a part of being you were being spiritually initiated to prepare. These spiritual attacks was only making you more powerful, becoming more aware. So as you faced your shadow and embraced who you are and became one with your darkness, that allowed you to merge and become one in the yin and yang aspect of how light and dark are intertwined, feminine and masculine energies and principles. So one thing I express to people is just even how some of your kids, starseeds, or children, they are literally reflections. They know all things because they're kind of like the closest things to source, to the creator. Because they come in and they're the most sensitive beings at this moment. A lot of us are becoming more aware of how we're returning to that essence and become more spiritually inclined and becoming more in tune. So in that, this is why a lot of things are very sensitive right now. Because at one point in time, being fake was a new real. Now being real is a new fake. But even with that, even the people who proclaim or try to hide who they are, their shadow is eventually going to rear itself. Because at any point or any moment in life, the light has to shine light. It will always shine on the darkness to reveal. The sun has its purpose just as the moon, just as everything else. It's literally a reflection of the darkness. So a lot of which that can no longer be hidden is being revealed. And this is what the beauty of all of this is that realizing that the spiritual warfare is only preparation for you walking into your purpose. Realizing that you've always been chosen or elected or an initiative or, selected to be who it is you're here to be. You're just remembering, you're recalling. A lot of us who have kids or star seeds, a lot of us, you were just a bridge. A lot of you had to be at certain careers or certain places in your life so certain things can be revealed in that very moment, so that it's not about convincing people. Because we went down that road with, like, you come into your awakening, you want to share everything, you want to do this and do this. There's so many things around that, but the awareness of what we're coming into now is that it just is what it is at this moment. And, you know, I realize how so many things, past, present, and future, are connected when I see kids, elders, and those as such like me in the middle, because they all represent at a level of consciousness or awareness, or all going through their own spiritual warfare. I said to my partner the other day, I was like, wow. I said, we think we going through something, but what about these kids? As much as they need protection, as much as we say we need spiritual protection or wanting to find peace, and when we don't have that and when we're not in tune, look how much it has affected and put our kids, or the kids, the youth, in a vulnerable position to where they're fending for themselves. So the things have changed, a lot has changed, a lot has shifted. I'm even more aware how even wise these little ones are, how powerful they are, to where I'm not running the show, but I am aware that there's something greater and beautiful and truly divine. And I feel like the deepest acceptance, or when we realize how much we are truly gifted and aware of why we're here, what we're doing, and just try to be innocent and try to get back to that innocent and reclaiming our childhood crown of glory. What does Sister say? She said, recovering or retrieving or receiving our crown of glory in our childhood. Because a lot of things we're doing is really just to feel and be what we were when we were younger, that innocence and just being liberated. So in that, have fun, enjoy yourself. I got to get out here and do something. Peace and blessings. Shalom.